Okay. Good?
Sweet, yeah.
All right.
Give it a minute.
Want that bar to come off there.
Oh yeah, this one?
Yeah, that'll drop, won't it?
Probably.
All right.
If it doesn't, let's deal with it. Hey, Pam, stop showing.
So if you wanted to do that, yes. Although I don't want to do it today, but
Yeah.
yes, you could.
Yeah.
Some of the.
So are you?
I am Jim Steele, the legend.
The legend.
The legend.
Great to finally meet you in person.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I have clients who are big fans of yours.
David.
He talks about you like you're a superhero.
Oh my gosh.
And this is a superhero card?
David.
David.
We used to work out at the same gym together, and him and Franklin had bought some places with us, me and Kari.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got this awe and reverence when he says Jim Steele.
Sound like a movie star name.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
far from it. Far from it. Well, we'll get this good.
Nice
going. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Grab some lunch and then we'll get rolling. He's ready for the big freeze.
Hey, at least it's not 3 feet of snow.
I say
Take the freeze over the snow.
Yeah, Ben.
Wait, 3 feet of snow all day.
Oh, no, not where it's coming, because they're getting ice in like Kentucky, Tennessee, south of there, which will cause the power lines to go down, which will cause no power, no heat. Yeah.
So I have a marathon in Georgia on Saturday
Oh, good
in,
luck.
in Athens. So getting there is gonna be fine. I go there tomorrow. Getting home, I might be stuck down there.
Is Athens in the southern part of the state or the
It's
north?
like just northeast of Atlanta.
Yeah, you're screwed.
I know. And so I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see.
Bring your Minnesota gear in case your hotel has.
I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about my flight or those guys don't know how to handle anything down there.
No.
Freezing rain,
It'll
snow.
be warm pretty quickly, won't it?
Yeah, well, maybe by Monday or Tuesday, but I'm supposed to fly on Saturday night.
You know how to make God laugh, don't you? Yeah. Tell him your plans.
You don't have an ice storm coming to Georgia, do you?
Yes,
You
well,
were saying?
yeah, I think like I'm right on the fringes of it, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was hearing from some buddies that live down there and they're freaking out.
yeah, oh yeah.
It'll be okay.
About what the weather's gonna be
The
like.
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even have a name for it already. Like I got an email from my airline. It's like Winter Storm Fern is coming into town, and I'm
Oh,
like,
like it's a
hurricane
hurricane or hurricane burn. I'm just grabbing the bags. I'll be right back.
yeah, sweet. Well, I'm gonna get started. Okay, guys, thanks for coming in. Robin just asked me to come in today and talk a little bit about some unique programs that we have at New American Funding. You guys, Robin's been in here a long time. I appreciate, all the support you guys give her. That's awesome. But there's some programs that we have that just kind of open more doors that other people might not know about. And one of them is our Pathway 100 program. So think of Minnesota housing, but with expanded guidelines. So we'll do FHA 100%. It's a first and a second, just like MHFA is. But we'll go down to 580 credit scores, expanded, no income restrictions. We'll do manual underwrites, all these things where Minnesota housing might not come into play. And we'll go to 4 units. So we have a lot of clients who come in and they don't meet those guidelines and they want to get into home ownership and stuff. And so our pathway products are really good. And we have an array of them. Some of them are based on where the house is, where they're buying. And in Minnesota, that's really only like North Minneapolis, East St. Paul. This one doesn't have a restriction. So this one opens a lot of doors for potential homeowners. We structure them with, a lot of times we get seller concessions. Use the seller concessions. You can work in a buy down. on the rate, and the rates are right there with market rates on what you're going to see on FHA and stuff like that. So really opens a lot of doors for potential clients. We also have another one that's called our Pathway National, and this one is conventional, right? So if you have a borrower who maybe doesn't want to go with FHA, their credit scores are higher, they don't want to have, they want to have a conventional loan instead of an FHA loan. We allow them to get in for as little as 1% down. There's some income limits on this one, but it's 140% of the AMI, and the AMI is like 130 grand in the Twin Cities now. So now you're up to, almost pushing $200,000 for your area median income level that you can use on this. This is only 1 unit primary residence, and it's eligible in everywhere around here. That's eligible states, but that's everywhere around here. Again, just another alternative to something like Minnesota housing, where maybe they wouldn't qualify, maybe their income is too high, maybe their debt to income ratios are too high. This one will just follow regular Fannie and Freddie guidelines. If we can get it approved eligible, we'll do it. We have it's a first with like a 4% EPA on the back. So again, another benefit for us and for your clients, and for you, is we service these loans. So as you know, if a loan goes to New American Funding, you as a real estate agent show up on the mortgage statement once a quarter. If the clients have questions, they just call us, right? They don't have to dial 1-800 wherever and hope to get an answer. All of our servicing is in the United States. It's in Austin or in Michigan. And so benefits there. And one of the reasons why we actually won JD Power and Associates Servicer of the Year, someone finally knocked the rocket off after 8 years. It's because the clients they don't struggle with servicing issues that a lot of clients get by, going somewhere. A lot of people sell their loans off, and then, the client's stuck with whomever, and then the loan officer doesn't know how to help them. We like to help the client through the whole entire process. So any questions about either one of those programs at all?
So you guys service them as well?
Yeah. Yep.
You said the term API? What is that?
Oh, AMI, area median income. So basically in the Twin Cities, 100% area median income is like $131,000. So in this program, you can go to 140%. There's some other programs like Minnesota Housing. They have like a deferred payment option. You have to be under 80%. And then they have other programs that allow you to go to 100% or 140%, in different terms like that. So you can look up the area median income, just Google it. But in the Twin Cities, it's about $131,000 right now, 100%. Yep, good question. All right. So we also have our non-QM stuff. So this is what we like to call NAF Advantage. And so this is basically ways where for you to have conversations with maybe, if you have financial planners who are referring you business, accountants who are referring you business. And sometimes you run into clients who might, they might not, they're self-employed. They got lots of money. They don't like to show money on their taxes. They don't like to pay taxes. Well, we don't want them to have to show income on their tax returns in order to buy a house, right? So we have a lot of different options. Again, many of these, we are able to get people, into houses with alternative ways, right? One of them that we use a lot of is the 12-month bank statement. You can go 24, really doesn't matter. Makes it a lot easier for them to go 12 and get in for as little as 10% down. You might not even need reserves. This is super straightforward. It is literally, we take their bank statements, we look at their deposits, we add them up, and then we'll use up to 80% of the deposits as their income. And all we need from them is a letter from their accountant saying their expense ratio is X. We talked to the accountant about that. Super easy, right? This is a fantastic way for people that are making money, self-employed borrowers who are making money, who don't want to show income, but obviously they have income. We see a lot of tax returns, and you'll see revenue generated, and it's $1 million, $2 million. You get to their bottom line, and they show $1,000 in income for the year. And like, what do you mean I can't find anything? Well, You can, we just have to use a different program. That's what we're gonna use. So that's one option. Works well.
Is that for investment property?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
What's the catch?
How's that?
Is it like a higher interest rate or?
Slightly. I'm talking like maybe a quarter. Yeah. Yep. And there's a lot of good programs for investors too. And so that's a good question.
If you aren't an entrepreneur, can you pretend to be an entrepreneur?
No, you can do this. You can do this program for W-2. Yeah. And we can mix them up. So like, I'll give you an example. I had a borrower who was a W-2'd employee of a company. So he made W-2 income. And he also had 1099 income because he was like a delivery driver for, let's say, Priority Couriers, right? So he got a 1099 from them. So we were able to combine the two, the W-2 income and the 1099 income. And actually, this guy, he had assets. He had like 100 grand in the checking account. So we were able to use asset depletion as well. So we combined all three into one, and that's how we determined his income. And he bought a house with 20% down because he had assets. So it just opens more doors. Similar to the bank statement program. Let's say you have a borrower who is self-employed and they just, let's say they just work for the same, right? They're just a contractor for maybe a company and the company gives them a 1099 at the end of the year. And they're like, I don't have 12 months bank statements, or that's just so much work for me. I don't want to do that. Well, great. If you get all of your income from one place and you're just 1099, we'll use the 1099. This minimum expense ratio means of 10% means we'll use 90% of what that 1099 is. So if they get a 1099 for $100,000 from whoever they're doing their work from, we'll take 90% of that. And that's the income we can use. So good option there. CPA prepared P&L. Here's another one. Maybe the borrowers don't have a lot of, maybe they get money in lump sums, right? They get lump sums. The bank statement program doesn't work very well for them. Maybe they just started working, it's March and they haven't even got any income yet this year, right? Well, how did you do last year? Well, I haven't filed my taxes yet. Okay. Do you have a CPA? Yep, I have a CPA. Great. Let's get your CPA to prepare a profit and loss statement. And then we will take that and we'll use that as your income. Okay. It's not that they're filing it. They're not filing their tax returns. We're not using their tax returns. The CPA just has to attest that they prepared their taxes in the past. Right? That's it. Super easy. We use the average based on the P&L, which is derived from the CPA. Just opening more doors, right? Here's another good one. This is for investors only. Debt service coverage ratio. This is as close as you can possibly get to stated income, stated assets that we used to do 20 years ago, right? This is, we literally find out what the rent is going to be on the property. And if the rent is going to cover the mortgage payment, you can buy the house. Period.
Is it a shorter amortization schedule?
No, 30 years. 20% down. And you can even go down. So you don't actually have to cover one for one. So if your mortgage payment's $1,600 and your rent's $1,600, that's a 1.0 ratio, right? If your rent is $2,000 and your mortgage payment's $1,600, you're at 1.25, your rate's going to be a little bit better than someone who's at 0.75. 0.75 means the mortgage payment is going to be more than the rent, but we can still do it. Rates on these are not great. We're talking like 9%. But for a lot of borrowers who want to get into owning investment properties, and they have the money, they just don't have the income on paper or whatever it is. Or they're just like, oh my gosh, I own 20 rental properties. Like, what a nightmare it is going to be to try to verify my income. Or maybe they have just straight up loss. If they have that many rental properties, they're going to probably show a loss on their taxes. So this is a way they can get in. It's super easy. Minimal documentation. We show where the cash to close is coming from. They have some reserves and they can buy it. And it's for investors only. You cannot do this on a primary residence because obviously you can't use rent on a primary residence as income for this program. So any questions about that one at all? Like I said, works out well for seasoned investors, multiple properties. And we have a lot of different options, but we do more and more of these DSCR loans than you can imagine. I mean, it's such a new product, a couple years now when I say new, but it's a game changer for a lot of these people that want to either get in or continue to build their portfolios. Because, I go back to, when we were writing loans in the heyday in 2003, 2004, 2005, and that's how investors stopped. I mean, they weren't putting 20% down, they were putting 5% down or maybe nothing down. And they would just look at it and be like, all right, I'm going to be able to get $1,600 in rent. My mortgage payment's going to be $1,500. I'm in, so it's the same thing. Kind of shows you how it works. Foreign nationals. We can do loans for foreign nationals, whether or not it's through DSCR and they want to buy an investment property or through one of our ITIN programs, right? We have fantastic ITIN programs as well, and this is where, borrowers are here, they're working, they just don't have a social security number. We can still do loans, right? I know it's a crazy situation right now and crazy time. And there's been a lot of people that are just like, I'm not going to even buy a house now, right, in Minnesota. And maybe they were looking to buy a house in Minnesota before, and it's super unfortunate. But that's kind of where we're at, right? There are a couple of countries that are not allowed to do the DSCR foreign national, and they're just listed right there. And then, like I said, the ITIN programs, we can go to 10% down, right? This is rare. Like a lot of places need a lot more money. 600 credit score. You can go to $3 million. You can get a gift funds for all of your down payment. So it just opens so many more doors. Where basically an ITIN borrower 2 years ago needed 40% down, at least, right? It was so hard for them to find a loan, and now we can do them. And the whole process, like we're not brokering these out, we're not sending these out to a different place. The non-QM loans that I'm talking about here might get serviced by a different company depending on who's got the best rates for our borrowers. We might service it, we might not, but the process is the exact same for your borrower, exact same process for you, exact same process as any other loan that we would do. I brought this up a little bit before, but we have asset qualifier programs, right? So your borrowers, maybe they're retired, right? And they don't really have any income. And you ask them, you're like, well, are you taking any income from your retirement accounts? I'm not. Okay, well, I don't really have any expenses. Okay, great. We can just take their assets and we have a lot of different options. We could do a straight conventional loan, amortize out their assets by 240 months. We can take their assets, amortize them out over 7 months on or 7 years on one of our non-QM products. We can have we can take them and we can amortize them out over many different options. And obviously, the longer we can amortize out the assets over, which is the lower amount of income we're going to use, the better the product they're going to get into. But a lot of these borrowers, they may be getting Social Security, a couple $1,000s a month, and they want to go get a mortgage for maybe the payments are $3,000 a month now. Well, sorry, you can't buy that. Well, but I have a couple $1 million in assets. Great, you can buy it. Let's go. And we have many different options for you. You're not going to be pigeonholed into one option.
And they're not really liquidating it. I mean,
Correct.
the planner guide here. I think they're not really having to liquidate the funds.
Yeah. So here's an example. So you have $2 million in qualified assets. You want to get a loan for $1 million, right? Putting down $250,000, and then it just walks you through, and then it comes up with how much income you have remaining to use to cover for that $1 million. And they're not liquidating it. Like Robin said, that's a good point. They don't have to liquidate the money. The only money they're going to liquidate is what they're going to use for their down payment. Otherwise, everything else is just on paper. Just amortizing off paper.
That's just a paper thing for the income.
Yeah. Same thing. This is just a different verbiage for it. Asset utilization, asset depletion program, asset amortization, all different ways we can do this where we can break up their income, put them into different programs, or turn assets into income. Better way to put it. Yep. This is another example there. You know, this program, they have $101.2 million. We're amortize it out over 60 months. Now they have $20,000 a month in income. On paper, right? Even though they might only be collecting $2,000 a month in Social Security. Yep. We do non-warrantable condos. So our condo department's one of the strongest in the whole entire country from any servicing company. We do more spot approvals, one-time approvals than anyone else. So we completely revamped our condo department 2 years ago, and we have gotten so many deals done that come from other lenders that are similar than us. You know, your Fairways or your Loan Depots or your guaranteed rates or anything like that. They hit walls and then it's like, we're not taking this on. New American Funding's taken on a different approach, right? And especially in our region, which is really weird. We're Great Lakes, Florida, but long story behind that. But Florida has a ton of condos, right? We all know this. And, you know, they have the disaster that happened a couple years ago until condo guidelines changed. So we have a lot of checks and balances, but we can figure things out through our condo department up front. All right, does this one meet regular guidelines? If it doesn't, what do we need to do? So if you have a listing, if you have a borrower who's looking at condos, shoot it over to Robin and just say, hey, can you guys take a look at this and let me know if there's anything I should be worried about.
We do a lot of those.
Lots of them.
I do a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's good.
Like,
Yeah. So that's it. I just wanted to just give you guys just a high level and just let you know, as you're getting into 2026, the goal is to turn everybody into a homeowner, right? And there's most likely, if they want to be a homeowner and they want to put in just a little bit of effort, we can turn them into a homeowner. You know, don't let them say, well, I don't make enough money, or I don't have the down payment, or I don't have X, I don't have Y. Is the loan officer in our division that did the most units is up in Roseville, Minnesota. There's like 2,000 people that live up there, and he did like 2,000 loans. I mean, it's crazy because in his head, everybody can own a house. So they figure it out, whether or not it's utilizing assets, getting mom and dad to co-sign, getting brother or sister to co-sign, just opening doors, right? They don't have condos up there, but you know, they have a lot of different options. And so at New American, because we service our own loans and have all of these non-QM products and programs, it just opens so many more doors. So many more doors. So if you got something, just shoot it over to Robin to say, what do you think about this? You know, do you think you can give me an answer on this? We're running into a brick wall, even if it's just a backup plan. You know, if you're taking out borrowers and you're like, you talk to them and you're kind of sure on what the loan officer is telling you. You're like, I don't really know. Robin, what do you think about this? Like, or what do you think about this property? You know, can you go through your condo department or whatever? So, you know, I'm not wasting my time showing them houses that I can't have them buy. So, yeah. Anybody have any questions at all? Yeah.
How would NAF look at a retired couple who is living on living benefits from an annuity? This is a lifetime income.
Yeah.
Would you look at it as an asset for the principal balance, or would you look at it from the income standpoint?
So if they're already taking income from the annuity, then we would use the monthly new annuity income they're getting. But we can pair that with any other assets there may be as well. So if there's also like a different account out there, is that kind of where you're going down, or is there's just one account, it's an annuity, they get a monthly drop?
I don't have a specific scenario, but
Yep.
Ron and I, we work with these a lot.
Yep.
was wondering how you would look at that if, let's say, a retired couple
Yeah.
did buy a condo.
Yep. So yeah, so we look at it that way. Another thing to keep in mind too is we have a fantastic reverse department, and you can buy with a reverse. And so that's another avenue too. We have reverse mortgage specialists who handle that, could talk to you, could talk to your clients, and explain that to you as well. But we do a lot of reverse to purchase, and then they don't have to income qualify. They have the money to put down, they put the money down, and then they don't even have a mortgage payment. Yeah. And the reverse world is still trying to dig out of their bad reputation, right? Tom Selleck jumped on and tried to help it out a little bit for a while. And but it's grown and gotten so much better in the last 10 years. That it's actually, you know, a good product. Most of the reverse loans, we do reverse loans that are not FHA backed, but most of them are backed by HUD. And so solid product as well. So that's something too. You know, if you're like, man, maybe they don't work in on the income, maybe they buy with the reverse. Yeah. Any other questions at all?
What was that language you had around the guy up in Roseville?
Rozo?
Oh, was it Roseau?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what did he say? Everybody, it's just kind of looking at an opposite.
Yeah. Basically everybody who wants to buy a home deserves to be in a home. Is basically how he looks at it.
Right.
So he gets someone and you know, they might have a 500 something credit score, or they might not have the assets, or they might have variable income or multiple jobs or whatever. And it's just looking at it like, okay, yes, we have challenges, but we know we have the tools and abilities to overcome these challenges. So then, you know, how do we put our heads together and make it work? And at New American, we have that ability because we service 98% of our loans. So we have some flexibilities and stuff to go down that.
You service 90% of all your loans?
Yeah, basically the only ones we don't service are a few of the jumbo, a few of the non-QM. But any of the conventional FHA, VA, USDA, we service all those for sure.
So you're finding all these ways to make it work rather than certain banks find ways to say no.
Oh, we love banks because we get deals from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just what it is. I mean, it is what it is. You know, banks have their niche too, right? You know, but they want to get people in the door where they can make money off they can go lend out their deposits. We're not a bank. We don't have deposits to lend out. And so we're trying to get loans to come in the door and come up with different ways and programs and ways to get these loans done, because we're going to service them. That's how New American makes their money, in servicing. And not necessarily on just collecting checking and savings and certificates of deposit. Yeah. So yeah.
I with the reverse. I don't understand.
Yeah. So you come up with your minimum required down payment, whatever that might be, 50%. I mean, you might have to put 50% down, and then the HUD sends the rest of the money to the seller, and then your balance it'll just accumulate over the lifetime of that you live there, and you don't have a payment on it. And I mean, it's literally like that simple.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The reverse is paying like the loan, the actual loan, I guess.
So yeah, so the reverse doesn't have a payment. And so if they take it, let's say they buy a house for $300,000, right? They put $150,000 down, they get a loan for $150,000 that gets no payments. That loan just grows over time. And then the plan is, right, when they sell, maybe there's equity there, maybe there's not equity there. But a lot of times they're selling, especially if they're buying when they're retired. The kids are like, just get rid of this damn place, right? They don't care if there's equity in that place or not, right? Sometimes the kids, you know, that's a discussion they're going to want to have with their family, obviously, but they're just like, let's dump this. We don't care. And the loan could be, maybe the loan's has grown to be higher than what the house is worth. That's fine. They don't owe anything. They're not going to make them pay in. So that's how they buy with reverse to purchase. Yeah.
That was a bad reputation, that they thought people were gonna owe a bunch of money.
Yeah. Yep,
They don't know.
no,
That's why reverse are nice.
yep, yep. And yeah,
What's the max loan right now on a reverse, both FHA and conventional?
FHA, what is FHA now? 535?
Five.
Something around there? Like 535?
Yeah. It's
Reverse can go higher though.
Yeah, I thought it was bigger. on
Yeah.
reverse.
Yeah, reverse can go way higher. Yeah, I'd have to check with our specialist, but we can get you that answer.
not a hundred.
Yeah. Good question though. Yeah, because I mean, they're doing them in our California loan officers are doing them for million, you know. So and that's what they're buying out there. Couple $1 million houses, is it? No, it is what it
It's
is.
perfect for some people.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Save their house.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, you guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. Make sure you get enough food to eat. And if you have any questions in the future, just reach out to Robin and she'll help me down. And good to see some of you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, we gotta do our drawing first, if you do this.
Pretty good attitude.
Yeah, you got pretty good odds to it,
I think my odds today. Like 4.
Oh, wait.
We got one more.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Tony.
Can't forget.
$1 million.
You know,
Use KPD.
KW money.
Right, yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
So who put a blank one in?
Oh, that might have been in there already, sorry, I think I got it.
Add in 5.
Tony,
Tony, nice. Win.
Brent,
you get a bag.
and some Great North title.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes.
A good scraper.
We
for your
do love
car.
Great North Title as well.
Yeah, a good scraper for your car.
Oh, Paul, Pam.
Oh, very fun. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations. From 10 on your way out, Great North.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're
Thank you.
welcome, yeah. So
Just
just more
thinking
lunch,
of-
have lots.
I grabbed Julia's hand.
Yeah. Somebody needs to eat them.
Yeah, I can see where a lot of people.
Somebody, yeah. grab
Get
some.
lunch.
They
Yeah,
have
for
like
you.
perhaps
Come on
some
my
of the
way.
investments and
Yep.
the assets there. Let's talk a little bit about it yesterday. Okay.
Because they might be talking to their clients, and where it really comes into play is, a lot of times people that have that much money, they just call their financial planner and they're like, hey, we're gonna go buy a $600,000 house, we're just gonna pay cash. The financial planner's like, are you nuts? Like, what are you doing? First of all, you're pulling out your investments. Second of all, you're gonna have to take that as income. And so you're like, well, but we don't have any income to buy a house. Well, no, but you have assets. Let's utilize these assets and you don't have to actually pull them, right? We can just use them on paper to say you make this much income and then you can go buy a house. And so we've actually that's been a good referral source right now is the financial planners just explaining to their older clients, or their clients, I should say, that just have lots of money, just saying, hey, why would you pull all that money and pay taxes on it when you can go borrow money at, let's say, 6%, and then you can keep the money in your investments. I'm going to make you 8%.
Entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Business owners.
Yep.
Welcome.
Same thing.
Put out.
They're probably not going to be
Yeah,
1099.
it's not too far.
So
You
they're
are?
not contractors.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bank statement
No, that's
program,
good.
like I'm doing.
That's what I.
You don't really track it. Right, you pay tax things by this year.
Give them a little extra tomorrow.
You look at his bank statement, so now
Terrible.
he's able to, buy an investment property. Refinance primary. Well, thanks, Tony.
Did you learn something?
Yeah.
Confusing?
So yeah, those are good examples.
There are lots of
Lots of great, there's a lot of stuff on there.
So you guys-
Clients,
Your specialty, I guess.
that's more gonna be specific, but just.
You do 90% of normal. But we, yeah, it's just for the, right, yeah. But we have all those avenues. We have a lot of brokers
that
maybe
do,
they
but we can
think,
do them
"Oh,
in-house, so there's.
I mean, we can even combine this stuff with like our NAF cash.
You don't want
Where they're like,
wait 3 weeks for them.
Maybe go buy their next house.
So it's easier. It's our
And
regulators
then-
do them in-house.
And some of these people have been in the house for 30 years. And they're like,
That are, yeah,
you're like,
I mean,
house for 30 years?
Gotta say, it sounds a little bit like 2006.
I know.
You know, I have
There's
30 years of
a, I've been thinking that for
You
years,
guys
like
live in
these
this house,
parts.
like, why need a
Yeah,
But it's not interest only or.
But-
Yeah.
You can do
Yeah.
that, but only that way, but I'm like.
Yeah, it's like.
I mean, but they're just not popular. That's how we run them.
Hey.
Well, I would discourage my clients. Yeah, no.
I have a YouTube channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
that's
you know,
right,
the
if you went
duplex
to get it,
market,
do
I
that
think the average
presentation.
sales price last year is
Sure.
$700.
And,
Really?
Oh, gosh, we've been in a shift. Yeah,
All right, I'll shoot you an email with my contact information.
wonderful.
yeah,
Nice to
between
meet you.
taxes
Yeah,
and
you too.
insurance, they don't cash
Yeah.
money.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.
I
Good to
think
meet you.
insurance will-
Yeah, Jeffy, welcome to KW.
So, I mean, people are so
Thanks.
they're occupied, but you're buying a duplex
Yeah,
to
that's
reduce your
awesome.
housing expenses. You don't wanna buy a duplex and pay double what.
Yeah,
you're
they've got a
paying.
good reputation.
No, right,
for-
no.
You wanna pay the same or a little bit
Yeah,
more.
are you brand new?
Brand new. Yeah, software engineer. before.
Oh, sweet.
So,
18%.
Yeah. I got one of my loan officers used to be a
It more
software
than
engineer.
doubled
and
a
he's
year and a
like,
half ago. I had to switch
I
provider.
think I'm stuck, you know, I'm
I
like.
went from like
30,
2,200
like
to
I'm
60.
already. It's like, my brother.
wait, stuck in software or stuck in the
Stuck
loan?
in like,
Wait.
stuck in the software, in the engineer world.
Insurance.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, I feel like I'm 30 and I don't have anywhere higher up to go. I don't know, that's what he told me. And,
I'm saying that now.
and so he's like, I
My taxes are
I
up
want
too.
my flexibility.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
no, I know.
I've got one, I've got
Right.
one
Him.
painted part
Yeah,
of
so
the
he's been
taxes,
doing it
it's
for
just
like
like,
2 years.
what do you think this is,
Great.
Kenwood? I
That's
mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
He takes that
Kennedy
engineer
Park is
mentality,
nice, but it's not Ken.
and- But also as a personality.
Oh.
Okay.
They'll roll on with it.
But I don't
Mine.
dispute.
Man, that's encouraging to hear, because, it feels like
Yeah.
a little bit like I'm just like jumping into the unknown.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, and you kind of are, but you know, if you have the engineer mentality, but if, you know, so you're gonna be smart enough to be able to like navigate everything. Now it's just like, are you bold enough to go out and like talk to people? Your no or go away or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not. I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a-
back when I
It started as a grind.
yeah, back when I started, you know, we didn't, I mean, the internet was barely around and it's literally like, go get lists at the county and just pick up the phone and just dial. And just call random. Like now you don't even have to call randoms. You know, you can at least get kind of more leads or at least get some information.
Just buying them like you.
Yeah, we just get lists. Like we'd go to the county and let's say,
Oh, I mean, now you're saying you don't have to do that. You can.
well, no, no, we don't buy leads, but now it just, I mean, I got 25 years old either. Yeah, that makes a difference. But, yeah, the first couple of years are always the hardest, but then once you get in, I mean.
Yeah. I know what to do this time.
That's why we've been connected with them for so long, like we've been Jake and Pierre, and there's Montego.
Yeah.
And I know how it works, they try to, you know, they bring, you know, that hot shiny outfit in there, and they phase out.
That's cool.
It's just kind of how this world works, you know?
Yeah. I actually have a finance major.
Oh,
Just never
sweet.
did anything with it.
Oh, really?
I went right into software.
Huh.
And it was a great career for a while, but exactly like you're like the guy you
Yeah.
know, like I don't know, it's changed a lot the last like 3 years. It's not so
Well, you're still young, you got time to figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, so if you ever need anything, just reach out. You know, reach out to Robin, she's a great resource too.
Awesome, thank you. Where are you located?
I'm in Maple Grove.
Maple Grove.
Yeah, but I run the entire Great Lakes region.
Yeah.
So I just bounce around to the different offices all the time. So like we have offices all throughout the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just kind of bounce around.
Awesome.
Need me, talk or do something. I guess I'm gonna do a YouTube show with John.
Nice. Does John have a YouTube
That's what
channel
he
or
just told
something?
me. He was like, hey, you wanna do a YouTube presentation? I'm like, why not?
Cool.
Hey,
Thanks,
you.
Jim. Good to meet you.
Yeah, have a good day.
Yeah.